Today we are here to discuss the Mobile Task Force Omega-0, or better known as the Saints, what they are and some of the dangerous SCPs they assist in containing. The Saints of Omega-0 are informational constructs with the memories of deceased Foundation personnel able to manifest through access of the Foundation's intranet terminals. Using identity warfare training, they protect their living comrades against informational threats and entities. The existence of MTF Omega-0 is unknown to most or all of the living members of the Foundation. One of the most notable SCPs the assist in containing is SCP-3664 Object Class Keter. This SCP in particular is extremely dangerous because SCP-3664 is a metaphysical weapon that wholly exists as a conceptual construct. As it lacks any physical form, the only way to interact with SCP-3664 is to think about interacting with it. Personnel who have used the anomaly describe it as resembling an assault rifle, combined with components from laser and anti-tank weaponry. Multiple portions are reportedly damaged. Only ambiguous details on the appearance can be provided, and attempts at drawing it result in the subject drawing a shaded-in rectangle. The only known way to improve the detail of descriptions is through the use of monastic drugs. The minimum amount of information needed for a subject to interact with SCP-3664 is a description of its appearance. Once this is completed, the subject can fire the weapon by thinking about firing it, which will cause anomalous events to occur in the vicinity of the subject. Omega-0 was tasked with containing this SCP on February 5th, 2014. Members of Research Team 3664 began reporting that they were experiencing intrusive thoughts during testing. These thoughts have involved the researchers abruptly thinking about severed limbs, a bleeding human, and volleys of artillery fire. On 13 February 2014, researcher Linda Ward thought about grabbing onto the injured human. A male subject wearing bulletproof security armor manifested on the ground next to Ward, who repeatedly attempted to communicate through American Sign Language, followed Telgun. A loud cracking sound was heard a minute later, and the subject expired. Inspection of the cadaver, SCP-3664 Alpha, found large lacerations and bite wounds matching no known organisms on all sections of the body. SCP-3664 Alpha's facial features, ID, fingerprints, and any potential identifiers cannot be wholly perceived for undetermined reasons. This does not affect the Foundation seal tattooed onto the back of the cadaver's head. The thrumming sound produced by the tracking beacon has since increased in intensity and is reportedly heard from numerous positions around subjects. The sudden loss of Research Team 3664 members' memories on SCP-3664 is under investigation. Sightings of bite marks and large holes on the heads of researchers are unverified. The next SCP we will talk about that's on the list for the Saints of Omega-0 is SCP-3125 Object Class Keter. We have here the Mobile Task Force Omega-0 iteration, SCP-3125, Special Containment Procedures. The ongoing incursion by SCP-3125 is to be monitored and opposed by Mobile Task Force Omega-0, Aráchnida, wherever possible. Foundation anti-memetics researchers are to be protected while alive, and in the event of their deaths, their nascent info streams are to be defended against SCP-3125 predation in order to facilitate MTF Omega-0 recruitment. Survivors are to be infected with a Type X targeted retrograde amnestic anti-meme, and all SCP-3125 information is to be erased. The SCP-3125 containment unit at Site-41, designed by Dr. Bart Hughes, is theorized to be inverted containment and represents a memetically insulated space in which informational construct entities cannot enter. This includes both SCP-3125 and MTF Omega-0 operatives. A senior Anti-Memetics Division staff member must visit SCP-3125 every 6 weeks, 42 days. During this visit, an MTF Omega-0 Revenant team is to manifest in the SCP-3125 containment antechamber and stand by to provide support and defense, if needed, to the staff member upon exit. Description: SCP-3125 is an invasive memetic ecology, or possibly a single, large, self-organized informational construct originating in an informational system or alien noosphere with much higher complexity than that of humanity. As such, these incursions are naturally adept at identity warfare and are to be considered extremely dangerous. This system is able to detect and perceive unsecured info streams that include information about itself whenever and wherever this information is detected, an incursion occurs, resulting in a manifestation of anti-memetically cloaked arachnoid organisms supported by sustained infolaser assault. This incursion attacks any person who hosts information pertaining to SCP-3125, as well as individuals with close association based on similarity of memiome, killing them and erasing them from the noosphere. The result of this is that of the over 400 groups once known to MTF Omega-0 that were engaged in anti-memetic research, only 2 remain: the Foundation's anti-memetics and counter-conceptual divisions. The other groups were not only eliminated, but forgotten and unremarked. Their very existence is buried under sophisticated feedback-reinforced anti-memetic structures. To date, 36 incursions have been successfully defeated by MTF Omega-0 Revenant teams, but at significant casualties, resulting in the unrecoverable zeroing of 13 operatives and significant permanent identity damage to 17 more. Once a researcher is targeted, these attacks will continue until they either are killed or suffer retrograde amnesia such that they no longer possess relevant information. In the event that this is the precursor to an attack, humanity's defenses are now largely eliminated. Counter-conceptual division's superior anti-memetic defenses appear to have cloaked it from SCP-3125, but at the cost of their own ignorance. They appear to have deliberately rendered themselves incapable of conceptualizing SCP-3125 as a countermeasure, making them unable to mount a response. Anti-Memetics Division is theorized to be working on a containment strategy within the SCP-3125 containment chamber, but as a result, the division is under constant and undetected assault. Over 3,500 division personnel have been killed since 2012, and only 27% have retained coherent enough info streams for successful recruitment to MTF Omega-0. That ends our deep dive into Task Force Omega-0 today. And before we go, I would like to leave you with this. We are only the stories we tell about ourselves. Identity warriors must have a clear and self-consistent narrative of self. All attacks against your identity fundamentally target this narrative, and either attempt to edit it or cause it to be forgotten. Your narrative is you. If you lose control of it, then you are lost. Identity Warfare, Training Field, Manual 01. Basic Techniques. Stay aware and stay informed. This is Anomalous Broadcast, signing off till next time.